I've missed you boys, but I couldn't miss this one. Hang on a minute. Just copy her, Jay.
Where's the bottle? I ain't got any.
I'm sorry, Arsenal fans. I'm sorry, Rohit. This has just proven to me that Arteta is not the man to take the title to the Emirates. Welcome back to 2 Halves, 2 Innings. This episode is sponsored by Synaptech. Rohit, shall we start with you first?
Yeah, man. You can start with me. Yeah,
Go
we
on
still
then.
top
Ajay,
of
let's
the
sit back
league.
for half an hour.
So I put
You
my
guys
arms
can
up.
respect.
That's it.
What
Get
you
that
gonna ask
bottle.
me? You know, what you gonna ask me? But
Okay.
by the way, that's the thing I don't like. Bottle. What is this shit going on with bottling? No one bottles it, guys. No one bottles it. At least we are in a
Nah, you
position to
have.
fight.
Sorry,
No,
Rohit, you
that's
bottled
not.
it.
Sorry, no.
You
Game. See,
guaranteed
that's the thing. The league is not
Balled it.
over. So
it's
imagine.
over.
Everyone said, "Oh, Arsenal are gonna win the league in January." No one said that. No Arsenal fan said that. It was media
You
narrative.
did.
No, I said we have chances to win it. We
No,
have better
no, you
chances
said
this
you're gonna
year.
win.
No, that was just. I said that we had chances to win it. I never said we're gonna win it because the league is 38 games, guys, not 20 games. So again, bottling.
That's
I
true.
don't know where it's comes from, man. I don't know where it's come from. We have to see the context. Who we are fighting against. The club who can buy Semenyo and Gay in January. They bought just a new keeper, Trafford, and then they buy a new keeper in Donnarumma straight away. They have ample money, man. We couldn't even buy in Jan. We couldn't even strengthen in Jan. We knew our players were knackered. We still couldn't buy because of we didn't have money to buy. We couldn't afford to buy. Look,
Well,
we have to see in the context.
You've done some transfers, which have
No,
been a bit.
that was in. See, if you see
forget-
Arteta 6 years, how he's slowly building up. Only last 2
Okay,
years is
let's-
spending big. But tonight, I think we played okay. We could have
billion in 5
snatched a
years.
draw. We could have snatched the draw. That is a miss, and then the another miss from Havertz. Two misses
Havertz,
from
yeah.
Havertz. We could have won the game. I mean, it was so
Coulda, woulda,
nobody.
shoulda.
But
Yeah,
But
that's
I think
exactly.
I shared a-
So end of the day, what matters is the scorecard, right? That was 2-1 to City. So
yeah,
they were.
I think
Yeah.
I shared a picture. So I was in Birmingham City Centre the other day, and I saw some Peaky Blinders kind of graffiti work, and I shared a picture with both of you, which you either didn't find funny or just ignored. But it said something like, "Nearly never gets you nothing," something like that. And I
Of
just
course, Amit.
when I
Amit,
saw that.
yeah.
I thought of Arsenal now. I said it to wind you
see,
up,
there you
Rohit,
go.
but genuinely
There you
I
go.
think that.
It's nearly
Okay,
enough.
let's start.
You know-
Before we go off, okay. What
Yeah.
were your hopes? Because obviously we didn't have a chance to preview the game. What were your hopes coming into this game? And I know that's a bit kind of retrospectively, but what would you have liked to happen in this game?
No, I would have loved to have won the game. Easy.
Okay,
Bit more.
Okay, so
Give me a
that
bit
didn't
more the breathing
happen.
space. That didn't happen.
okay,
The second
Okay,
best was the
and-
draw, right?
yeah, and that didn't happen either.
That didn't happen either. So
Okay, so
it
you
could have
lost.
happened.
So
It could
why
have
do you
happened. That
think-
was yeah.
So again, it's always easy for us because we're armchair managers, you know, when you're in the heat of the battle, etc. But where do you think? And I personally think that Arteta failed in some of his decisions. Where do you think that Arsenal? Because I don't think I agree with you. I don't think Arsenal played badly today. I don't think they were good, brilliant, but they didn't play badly.
But
you know,
City won
where
brilliant
do
either.
you think the game was lost?
City weren't brilliant either. It was just they scored 2 goals. I don't think they were brilliant either. They were good as well.
The thing is, you have to neutralize
Yeah, that was
Bernardo
normal
Silva and
City.
Turkey.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
didn't
they're
neutralize
just
them. You
possession.
didn't man-to-man mark them. You know what
See-
you needed? You needed Rohit, like Arteta, to have said to
I
either
did.
Rice or to I think you had did you have
Zubimendi. Yeah.
Zubimendi? You need to say to those central midfielders, you have to stick on Bernardo Silva or Rodri or Cherki in order to neutralize Man City's threatening opportunities, because they're the playmakers. They're the ones that are going to create chances. It's like, Ander Herrera going on top of Hazard against Chelsea.
Yeah.
He was man to man, not leaving any space in between them. And that's where I think probably Rice looked really tired, because he just doesn't know where his position is. Is he playing
was
in front of the
awful.
back four as a number 6? Is he playing more an advanced midfielder as a number 8? He was all over the place. But then if you look at Bernardo Silva, he was also all over the place, but in more of an attacking role. He was dominant.
Yeah.
For a guy who's probably one of the shortest on the pitch, he was running the gaff all over
But Ajay,
Arsenal.
that's
And
what
this is where
that's what,
Arteta should be learning from, because he's been Pep's number 2 for such a long time.
but Ajay,
He
that's
knows this inside and out, which
Ajay,
is so
but
surprising, to be honest.
it's not.
The
See,
blueprint's there.
tell me which number 2, right, has gone on to actually challenging for the title. Tell me.
Oh,
Which number
Pep
2?
was a number 2 one time.
No, he
in his
wasn't.
career.
He wasn't.
So was Jose.
No, no.
Yeah.
Who was number 2? I'm not
Jose.
talking about Jose. I'm talking about now Pep's one, right? Or Arsene Wenger one, or Sir Alex one. Who are they?
Well,
Yeah, but
No,
that's,
I mean-
I don't know how that was. What's that got
No,
to do
but
with the
anyway,
context
but
of this
I'm coming
conversation?
on to coming on the tactics, guys. If we had scored those 2 goals, if we had scored at the end, the narrative would have been totally different. It's all margin of those 2 goals, right? The margin of those the win, the scorecard 2-1. But I'm not
No, sure,
defending
but
the
that's
team.
life-
I'm not defending Mikel
Yeah, but-
because I didn't like his subs. He should have taken Odegaard off because Odegaard was awful. I don't know why he kept Odegaard off for 90 minutes. And Eze was coming good. He was coming back in the
Yeah, I
form.
thought-
And
I thought Eze was
I don't know
actually
why
one of
he
your best
taken
players
Eze
today.
off. I sent you a message, guys. I said, what the
Yeah.
hell is happening here? Why he took
You can
Eze
swear,
off
right?
and then kept Odegaard? Odegaard was shit. Odegaard, he wasn't even tackling. He wasn't even giving in. He was just standing there, running around and doing nothing. He was like playing like
But
10
don't
men.
you think? So don't you think these are the kind of decisions that defy that? No, I'm not arguing with you that he has done a decent job for us. He's changed the culture and blah 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 blah. But and I think we've said this before. Is he the man before the man who's going to end up, or the woman? Don't know how it's going to change, but who ends up winning the title? Because I think what. Yeah, listen, I agree. Man City have got a limitless bucket, and I still don't know how they get away with it when you consider the likes of other teams have got fined for what seems to be a lot lesser. But that's politics, so let's forget about football policy. Let's forget about that. But at the end of the day, it's the same. This year it's Arsenal. Last year it was Liverpool or whoever. It's whoever's facing Man City in that title challenge, they're still facing the same challenges and the same kind of issues. So we can't use that as an excuse. You can only control the controllables, as we always say.
Exactly, Amit.
Yeah. So that's what the question I'm asking you is that So Arteta, do you think he set his team up properly? So Ajay's rightly said that he feels that, and I agree with him, that there was no nullification of the threat of Cherki and Silva, and we know what these players can do. Rice, I honestly, because I missed the first minute of the game, I didn't see the starting lineups. I did not hear his name in commentary in the 65th minute until the 65th minute, and that's when I saw him. I didn't even realize he was playing.
Yeah, so see, our midfield was poor. I totally agree with you guys, but if you see the tactics were fine. The tactics were fine. He scored a wonder goal, Cherki. He scored a wonder goal.
Defending though, Robert.
Right? I can
was poor
say,
defending though, I
but
think.
all the wonderful goals looked bad defending anyway, guys. So there must be something someone should have done. Like Eze could have been more stronger, right, at that point, and Gabriel could have defended better. But then again, that was a wonderful goal. And after that, how we came back, we were up. See, I saw different Arsenal today, basically. Rather than sitting back, they were up on the faces. They were there, charging up. They were there, on the half. And then that's where the goal happened as well, like 1-1 when Howard scored that goal, right?
But after that goal,
that was a
Robert,
goalkeeper
Arsenal did
error,
not
though.
have
That was a goalkeeper error.
But it doesn't
but
matter,
it's
right?
good- it's
If
good
Howard
pressure
wasn't
from
there
Havertz,
running
though.
away, he was standing
Yeah,
there,
it
then
was
nothing
good
would have
pressure.
happened, right? So
Yeah.
he
Yeah, but that's
he
not
made
tactics.
that happen.
That's not Arteta tactical. That's basically
No. That was
I'm a
probably
player
tactics to
and
go
seeing the
after
goalkeeper
it.
giving the ball
Ajay,
back. Any player
if-
would have run
No,
to that.
Ajay, that was the
goalkeeper.
tactics. That was the tactics from Arteta today. So guys, go press high, press high, press high, press
No, I
high,
think-
and we were doing it.
And that's what
in the
Arsenal
first
were
half.
doing. They were high pressing.
Yeah, but
we
then
were
what happened
pressing
with the
high.
Man City second goal? What happened to Man City's second goal?
No, but
If you pressed high, Donnarumma threw the ball and took out 5
Exactly.
of your players.
Exactly.
That's poor. That's poor from Arteta.
No.
He should have been
Okay.
thinking
Okay.
about that.
You want to say Arteta? I don't give a shit what you say, Ajay. You say what you want to say. I know. I'm not saying it's about Arteta or anything.
missed you guys.
I am defending the team. I'm just saying, okay, I know we weren't good today because the score doesn't show that, but we could have snatched that. And then again, for last 5 matches, what's happening? The team is knackered. Team I can see. No, Timber's not available. Calafiori not available. Saka not available. And then people were like blaming us. Oh, we taking our players out because of internationals. We faking it. And look Look what happened. It's always
Yeah,
about
but I
Arsenal,
said to you
isn't it?
before about that, Roy.
It's
I
always
wouldn't
about
worry about
Arsenal,
that.
like faking it or creating narrative in the media. Guys, it's not easy. If it's
But
your
right,
first job, who could have, tell me, who could have done such a great job Mikel has done in his first job? Tell me. To bring
yeah, in
where
5 years,
Arsenal were.
I'm sure in 5 years
Well,
the
Jose,
managers probably would have taken over a team and got them to third or fourth. I mean, look at obviously Unai Emery is doing really well with Aston Villa.
Ajay,
They were nearly on
Unai
the
Emery
brink of
hasn't won a
relegation.
league title. Unai Emery hasn't won a
And,
league
and
title
Arteta's
apart
not
from
won a league
PSG.
title. Arteta's
This
not
is
won
his
a league
first
title
job.
yet. Okay.
Unai Emery is bloody in 20th or 30th year in his life, in his managing
but Roy,
career.
you can't keep defending the fact that this is Arteta's first job, because that's a choice of the Arsenal board to have given
This
him that
I'm saying,
role.
guys. If you see
Someone's got
Arsenal
to start
board,
from somewhere, but we're
I
not
mean,
denying that. What we're trying to say is that, okay, if you look at the game, look at how Arsenal were set up today. You know, we as novices, we ain't got no coaching badges or anything. You know, we're seeing it as armchair, football supporters or football lovers. You know, we can see, in our very basic eyesight as far as football's concerned, that there were some tactical errors made by Arteta. There was some glaring substitution. I think you're 1-1. You need to really win the game. Well, you don't need to, but ideally you want to win the game to keep that gap up. He brings a fullback and a defensive midfielder on.
that was a
Takes
2-1.
off.
That was a 2-1.
Was it a 2-1?
Yeah.
Well, that's even worse then. So why bring a fullback on?
But this is
Okay,
what I
well,
meant. This is what I meant as well. Like I
yeah.
did not
So
agree
why
with his
he's
subs.
more attacking than Mascherano?
I did not agree because I can see why he took Mosquera off, because he was on yellow card, and Doku was just playing him, and there could have been a red card there. That's what managers do, right? They knew where the problem can come in, and act. And that's what he did. I totally agree with Mosquera change.
Then?
Yeah, no, Trossard was fine. I wasn't happy with Odegaard there. I think this is on
What
players.
would you have done?
This is on
Right,
players.
Let me ask you a
What would
question,
you
Rod.
have
Let me
done?
ask you a question. No, if I'm
Yeah.
Arteta,
Yeah.
you don't have to go to Emirates and win. Sorry, the Etihad and win. Anna. You got to just go there to defend, possibly go for a draw.
Yeah.
That's a good result for you.
Yeah.
Why did you buy Norgaard from Brentford, who's such
no
a
idea,
good
mate.
midfielder for Brentford, their captain?
Yeah.
You guys should have had White as a right back, have Gabriel and Saliba in the middle. Hincapi should not have been left back. You've got Martin Lewis Skelly, who's had such a good season before. And why is it that the fact that Arteta's not trusting him? And then even if you went to 5 at the back, or you did a 3-5-2, that would have set up more of a nullification to City's attacking prowess, like I said before. I think Arteta maybe got it wrong by playing the same type of formation, the same team. I mean, you didn't really learn in the Carabao Cup final. You lost that, and then that kind of seems like the same team there as well. So if Odegaard wasn't meant to play, if you think Odegaard shouldn't have been in, then I would have probably preferred having Norgaard and Zubamendi as your double pivot, and then put Rice up a little bit more forward so he could link up with the likes of, if you wanted to start with Trossard, Eze, and then possibly have Gyökeres up front. And I think that would have probably been a better system for you guys. But I think if you play this 4-3-3 against City, they're going to run you ragged. And I think that's what pretty much happened
They
today.
did.
Because the Mosquera wasn't fit against Doku. Doku was running against him. Hincapié wasn't good against Semenyo. Semenyo had the better of him at most times.
No, I think Hincapié was good. I thought Hincapié was good.
But I think Semenyo took the most of
apart
his...
from one lapse where Semenyo had a run, right, where he slipped, he could have scored the goal. Apart from that, I think Hincapié was good.
No, I think Semenyo's touch let him down. I think there were 3 situations where if he was on his A game today, he could have capitalized.
But let's talk about what Ajay mentioned. Ajay, I totally agree with you on that thing. That
why did we buy Norgaard? Why did we buy him? And then you're talking to me about you haven't got money in January. Why did you buy this player then? What was
why
the
did
point
we buy
in the summer transfer?
I don't have idea. I have no idea either. I don't know. I've got no idea either. Why we didn't play
30
him?
30 or 40.
Exactly. No, he was about 30, 40. He wasn't 30, 40 million. No. He was like 10, 12 or something. Yeah.
Oh, that's all right. But I mean, a Brentford captain, Premier League proven.
Yeah.
He
exactly.
would have been great
10
for
million.
this game.
Yeah, 10 million.
Okay, 10
so
million.
Okay.
yeah, I was thinking he would have played more, because that's the thing, right? But maybe because some of the games are very close, like 1-0, 2-1. There was no chance to play him. But he played the Champions League games. He played the League Cup games. He played the FA Cup games. But I was hoping that Mikel put more trust on him on these big games as well. And I totally agree with you, because when I saw starting lineup, when I saw Odegaard, I said, Nope. No for me. I would have put Odegaard, like you said, on there.
That's like us with Ugarte.
Yeah, and then would have put
True.
Rice at the front, right?
What does he bring to the table?
It's just ridiculous. It's just. But then again,
He's lost his mojo. That's why.
Today,
He's literally lost his magic.
who?
Yeah. Odegaard.
Odegaard.
Yeah, I think he's been
Odegaard
injured.
of last season or the season before,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
But he's just dipped, and I think with the problem with like number 8s and number 10s is if they don't get an assist or they don't get a goal for a couple of games, it starts to have an impact on them. His confidence is just
but I think he's been injured. That was his first 90-minute game, I think. That was his first 90-minute game in the season.
Yeah,
that tells you everything.
What a game to put him in, though. Really high pressure.
But
maybe
that's
he's captain, isn't he?
Yeah, captain as well,
He's
right?
the captain of the club.
Yeah,
he's the captain of the club.
Rice should be captain.
But I think Martinelli was poor as well. I think Martinelli was poor when he came on. I don't know because I didn't see the second half at the start. Was Madueke injured? That's why he took him off.
Madueke came off 45 minutes. Yeah,
yeah,
for the second
was
half,
injured.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know he was injured because I think he was still better than Martinelli. I think Trossard came on. I think Trossard was good. But that chance, I'm gonna rue that chance. I'm gonna have that nightmare tonight of that chance of Howard. I was like, "Come on, Howard!" And then, my God, free header.
Well, when I saw that, I thought I think I put that's Arsenal's
title gone. Yeah,
because I mean, even if as you said, even if you got a draw, that's sort of giving you 1 point ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Draw would have been easy.
The thing is, like, it's so close now, isn't it?
So close now.
Yeah. What Man City have got is they've got season champions, haven't they? I know you got to go from somewhere, but that kind of mentality makes a big difference. They've been here, they've done it before. Pep's been here, done it before as well. Now that doesn't necessarily mean they're definitely going to do it, but I just think that for me swings a pendulum into Man City's favour. Now again, come this time next week, Man City could lose to Burnley, and then it could be all pendulum back to Arsenal.
Burnley are so poor, man. They lost to Burnley.
But you don't know. Roy, at the end of the day, we've always said this is the most competitive league on paper. The thing is, on paper, that Man City should win that 4-5-0.
But Burnley.
But it's you don't know, do you? I mean, you just don't know. You don't know.
But,
I mean, until the game's played, only then there's still hope, I suppose, for Arsenal. But I think
if they play. I'm gonna say, the title. I mean, it's good for the neutrals. So there is still going on.
Yeah,
2 teams going on.
We're not bothered about the neutrals, are we?
Exactly.
There's no neutrals.
No, I'm just saying it's good
for
neutrals that is going on because.
I mean, it's great for us.
Great for you guys enjoying the Arsenal defeat. Everyone is enjoying the defeat of Arsenal. I can see everywhere. But the thing is that it's good that people are talking about us. We are doing something right. That's the thing. That's why we're doing it. And the other thing, Amit and Ajay, how do you see this, right? So I sent you a video yesterday of Loki, right? The guy who played Loki, right? The pressure is blessing, right? If you need to be in that pressure to do it, because even after they won, if they win the game, it's still same on points. Right,
yeah.
The point if there's no point difference, there'll be goal difference. That's why they'll go on top. So there's still 6 games left or 5 games left.
5 games left.
After this, 5 games left. So it's not over until it's over. Like in cricket, we say it's not over until the last ball. It's not over until the last game. So we still can manage to win. Now, obviously, City winning this tie. City obviously have an upper hand because now they are full of confidence. They've been winning, and Arsenal, unfortunately, the injuries and everything hit at the wrong time. Very, very wrong 100%. Time. It wasn't expected.
Roy, So, Roy, we talked about tactics. I just want to go back to the tactics again. Again, I'm no coach. So when you consider that how tired, you mentioned quite a lot already in this conversation, that how tired the Arsenal players are. Was the pressing game against Man City the right thing to do? Because they say that when you haven't got possession of the ball, then that's obviously more time than when you have got possession of the ball. And we know that Man City are just going to dominate, aren't they? Just like Barcelona, same as when, Pep was there. They're going to have 70% possession, but it's what you do with it. So do you think that pressing tactics, because that's not normal Arsenal's game, is it?
I mean, to
be
honest,
it's a genuine question. It's not criticism.
No, it's not. I'm not saying it's criticism. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it all boils down to who won the game. who won the game.
Yeah, but it's just, we're just trying to analyze it, aren't we? Because your players are tired. They're not going to get the ball.
For me, I mean, the tactics was fine in the first half. Obviously, Pep is a genius. He came back with some changes in the second half. So obviously they're going to have the upper hand. They had the upper hand. And then we came back to the game again. So you can see it was like a pendulum as well. So we weren't that bad today. We weren't that bad. If we had defended all the game, we would have lost this game. I know that. If we had defended this game, we would have lost this game. Because the mentality is just to defend.
I mean, you're not.
No, we had a good defense. What I mean is, if we had not pressed, we wouldn't have scored the first goal. Then, if we had not pressed, we wouldn't have created the chances as well.
Yeah, I know, but let's be honest. Let's just take out that Arsenal goal out for a second because it was just a huge goalkeeping error. I mean, 99. If you rewound that and played that scenario 100 times. Donnarumma's clearing that ball. It was just that one stupid... Like Edison's done that before, where he's basically taken a long touch on the ball and he's failed to kind of kick it out to the left back. But, Roy, what I want to ask you is, obviously, with Arsenal now, you 3 points, obviously, Man City are 3 points just behind you guys, and goal difference is obviously going to be a key thing. The fact that you didn't score against Sporting Lisbon at home, the game before as well, you lost with Bournemouth. Is it now more forget the tiredness of the players on physically? Is it more mentally draining on them now? Is it kind of more creeping in the dressing room like, actually, crap, we're not playing really well right now. And this is the worst time that you could have possibly picked up the worst piece of form in your kind of recent
season.
In the whole season, because Carabao Cup final, FA Cup quarter-final.
Yeah.
Now, second leg of Champions League, 0-0, probably one of the most boringest games. To be fair, and now, what do you say? If you're Arteta now? I mean, I heard in the training ground he set some fire on or something. Like there was an actual live fire, and said, "Look, this is fire. We need to have more fire in our bellies." But where do you go from here now for these last 5 games?
To be honest, because we don't have any game now midweek, so I'll give them 2 days off, man. Let's freshen it out, take it out, go out somewhere. Just don't think about football. Go out. 2-3 days. Forget this. I would have put them on the plane now after the game. Say go on holiday for 2 days. Or go to Marrakesh like you went.
Don't you think it should be the opposite though? Because if you look at Fergie, I don't think Fergie would have ever said, "We've just lost to our biggest rivals. I'm going to give you 2 days off." He would have told everyone, "You're going to walk home. You're going to catch the bus home or public transport. You're going to come to training 7 a.m. the next day." And they've got to beat the crap out of them. They've got to be like, "Listen, you got to make sure you don't lose these next 5 games." And then also one more thing, Roy. One more thing I want to ask you about as well, just in the game, if you can answer this separately as well. Gabriel's forehead collision with Haaland.
Yeah.
Do you think that should have been a red card?
That should have been a red card.
We haven't talked about that.
Yeah. That should have been a red card.
So you're lucky to have 11 players on the pitch.
He's lucky. That should have been a red card. Yeah,
I agree. Did it?
Yeah, VAR they said there wasn't enough contact or something, they said. But,
so you could pull someone's gut, but you can't.
Basically,
push your forehead against them.
You know what? If I can see, I think maybe if he had taken his head back and done it again, that would have been a red card. Maybe.
If Haaland fell down, fell down,
clutching his, holding it, that would have been a red card.
He got yellow card as well, didn't he?
Both got yellow cards, because they were both because he kicked Gabriel first, didn't he? So I think on a day he could have got a red card. Yeah, like the season happened with,
because then he'll be even more stuffed.
Yeah, then he can't play against Newcastle next week. Yeah.
I mean, but then again,
Ajay,
not ungrateful, are they?
Yeah, but Ajay, is your point on the what should Arteta say? I would definitely, because they're tired. When you're so mentally tired, what you need is clarity. What you need is space. That space not gonna happen if you tell them to walk and then do more extra practice. We're adding more minutes, more tiredness in them, more mental fatigue in them. I would have given them, okay, guys, take 2 days off. We have a week away now. Take your mind off. Forget this result. Take your mind off. Let's make sure what we need to do is to win the next 5 games.
Yeah,
and that's
control
it.
Control the controllables. Yeah, what's happening?
We could have controlled today. We could have scored the last. I'm still the 3 chances. I'm thinking that the 1-on-1 with the Havertz, isn't
Donnarumma,
it? It was
yeah.
Havertz, right? He hit straight
But
into
Donnarumma made himself big, though. That was,
Donnarumma.
that was
Yeah,
good keeping. That was.
yeah. But then Havertz should have scored that goal. Havertz should have scored the goal.
I think
And
he
the
didn't.
second,
The gap between him and the keeper was quite small, so he had to hit
yeah,
it first time, and there wasn't. And because he made himself, Donnarumma made
big.
himself
Yeah,
so
he makes him
big.
big. He's quite big,
You know,
giant anyway.
He's a big
so-
guy, isn't he? You know, he made himself big.
So, and the
He's a
second,
big
you
guy.
know, it's,
and
he
second
gotta
that
redeem himself.
second that is a chance. Oh, we hit the
Yeah.
post, and third we hit the post again, right on the header, right?
With the
Third,
header, yeah.
3, and the fourth is that Havertz last chance. So 4 amazing. Any day could have gone in, 2 of them or 1 at least, any day. So
True.
So I'm, see, at least
When it's not your
at
day.
least I'm not. Yeah, that's the thing. What matters is
Because it's
I
not your day.
remember Arsene Wenger said. I remember when we lost to Chelsea once, and Michael Ballack came in and talking a lot of shit in the media and everything. And Wenger said, "Mate, because you won the game, you can say anything, right? Because you won the game, right? So this is again.
Vieira
yeah.
was in the studio, and
Yeah,
you know,
he's
obviously a
disappointed.
legend
He
of
was
an
disappointed. Yeah.
legend, ex-captain, obviously,
Yeah.
part of the.
Yeah.
I think he was part of the Invincibles, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a captain.
Yeah. And then obviously he's won so many trophies with them.
Yeah.
He was disappointed with how
He was
kind of
disappointed,
Arsenal
yeah.
played.
Yeah.
But again, he's got that love for Arsenal, hasn't he? So he just saw this as a great opportunity.
It
So,
was a great
I mean,
opportunity. Yeah.
the reason I'll be worried if I was Arsenal is because, one, I'll be concerned because this is a situation where it's fight or flight, isn't it? So if the players can sense that title then they haven't got that adrenaline push to get them over. Because most players have come to this time now that they will feel if your squad's tight and you've been unfortunate with injuries, that's what's going to get them through now. The adrenaline of the fact that we can win this. So that doesn't seem to be happening. Okay, the tactics. Then you've now Man City have obviously got a manager who's world class and who's been there, done it, worn the t-shirt. He's got a team that have been there, done that, and seem to have the momentum with them in terms of winning games now. And despite not playing brilliantly, that you've got a tough, Champions League semi-final now, away and at home to Atletico Madrid, who they're going to run you ragged because we know how Simeone plays. So that's hard. So there's so many factors now that I think are just starting to come against you, unfortunately, Rohit.
That's it. Is that we talked about earlier, Amit, earlier in our podcast, start of the year or between the luck factor, right? This is what happens. This is what happens. So I don't know who said that. So Gary Neville said that in the commentary. He said if your name is on that trophy, things will happen for you.
Destiny, yeah.
It will happen for you. Things will happen for you. That chance would have gone somewhere else. The chance could have gone in, or something would have happened.
Well, even Eze's chance, because he hit the post. You've seen that hit the post and go
come
over
back.
the line.
Yeah.
He came back out.
Came back out. Yeah. So again, with first half, it happened with the who was it? When he hit Gabriel's upper arm and then went into hit the post, came back to Raya. So I thought, oh my God, that could be the day, right? That luck is with us. I did think that it was 0-0 then. I thought, wow, that could be a day. But then it didn't work out that way. Again, I would say whoever wins after 38 games, they deserve it, right? Doesn't matter who is at number 1 or number 2 or number 3 or number 4. Some teams have come from number 4 as well, like City did. Once I remember it was Pellegrini, I think their manager was, and Liverpool were going brilliantly well for 37 36 games, and they lost the last 2 games, and City were like on 4th and they kept winning. I remember Yaya Toure's goal against Crystal Palace, they won the league. And then when Liverpool lost to Crystal Palace as well, and when they were 2-0 up or something, I remember the 2 or 3-0 up in the game. So,
I think it was 3-3 then.
Was it 3-3? That's it. They drew the game. Yeah. So these things can happen.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Listen, Man United have, when I think it was the 2011-2012 season when City won it with the infamous Aguero goal.
Yeah.
We were ahead probably by 9 points after 32 games as well, 31 games. So
it could
does happen, right?
Yeah.
It does happen. And when you said that whoever finishes after 38 games, whoever's top deserves it, I genuinely feel actually Arsenal do deserve to win the league because they have been the better team, I think, all season. Man City have just unfortunately come to such a good form. And even Pep said it himself. He said, Pep says, when it's sunny, my team play well. But it's just the sun. It's something about the sun, which also then made me believe that Arteta might be a vampire because he might be allergic to the sun. And he plays better in the winter. So who knows? But the thing is, City have just kind of, like I said, City have just kind of come up to form at a very good time. And I think it's a bit of a psychological game as well because you losing the Carabao Cup final, I think, has done probably a little bit more mental damage
For
than it has
mental
done.
damage. Possible.
Yeah.
Possible. Definitely possible.
Yeah.
I'm not denying that.
You've got
Definitely.
Newcastle. You've got Newcastle who are 14th
Amit,
or
Ajay,
15th.
tell me, if the players can't take this pressure, are they good enough then? Because
But
as a manager, you
I
can
don't think
only
they are.
ask them to do some tactics and then
Yeah.
go. End of the day, they have to play the game on the pitch.
What I think is just lacking, though, if I'm sorry to interrupt, last piece I want to say on this is they just needed a good leadership model. Then you two are in kind of like the leadership kind of roles in between your respective day-to-day lives. Maybe it's that key thing, with like the likes of United in the 1999 season. It was Roy Keane pushing them. He wasn't even in the Champions
we need
League
a
final,
good captain.
but he had a massive impact on them. Psyching them up, telling them, Patrick Vieira. That you have
Company,
big personalities. Is there a big personality in the Arsenal team at the moment that can really step up? Can Odegaard really step up on the bench in the dressing room and say, "Boys, what the hell's going on? We don't let this slip." Steven Gerrard, when he said, "Let's not let this slip in the huddle," obviously it did slip.
It did slip.
Where it did slip? Where does that kind of then strong leadership model come from? Is it Gabriel? Is it going to be Rice? Is it going to be Raya? Is it going to be? Because the problem is that, like you said, none of these boys, except for Jesus and Havertz, have won this particular title. And sometimes when we buy players like Man United or Liverpool or Chelsea, they've bought a Premier League winner just for this moment, just for this particular type of moment, to say
the mentality makes
we can get over the line. We can get over the line. Where is that player for you? Who is going to be that player?
Personally,
if I'm Arteta, you need to sign somebody and say, I'll say to somebody in your team, you need to get us over the line.
I thought Rice would be that, but he was.
I don't think he is.
Not good today. He wasn't good today.
He's not been good for a while, has he, though?
Yeah, maybe he's still
in the last 3-4 games.
He's niggling with injury because he was injured.
Yeah,
he's playing with injury.
On a purely selfish for England, I mean, would you even take him? I mean, you have to take him, I suppose.
You will take him.
Go,
definitely.
But I mean, the thing is, though, I mean, if he's like, how the hell is he going to play another 4 or 5 weeks in America?
He'll be knackered. The guy will be knackered.
I mean, you could say they get 2 weeks off, but how they've really got 2 weeks off because they can't go out and fully relaxed. They're going to have to keep some fitness. They've got to keep on top of it.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I think, Ajay, to answer your question, I think they normally say you want a reflection of the coach or the manager to be on the pitch, and I think we saw that definitely with Manchester United. Sir Alex Ferguson's reflection was kind of Roy Keane. I can't speak too much of what Vieira and Wenger was like. I don't think, again, I may be wrong, but I don't think Arteta's that niche leader. I think he's done a good job, but I don't think, and again, I may be wrong, I don't think he's the man to really take it to the next level, because some people, they can only go so far. And I think that's reflected in kind of some of the players he's bought, because he hasn't. I mean, I think you bought well, but you haven't got that at the moment. What appears to be a really strong mental leader, which is what you need in this moment now. I think, Ajay, you said it's more about the mental now rather than anything else. What's going to get the winner through?
I mean, like, I'm not a manager. I'm not managed a big team or anything like that, or at least a group of players. But I feel like maybe some of the gimmicks he's tried to do, and in terms of when you've seen him on documentaries, like the whole Edison light bulb thing in the dressing room, the whole naming a puppy win, the whole getting a fire going on the training ground. I think these are kind of like gimmicks to try to create a message. But in football, you kind of just need that direct, and sometimes you just need that supportive role. You just kind of need to say to somebody, "You're not crap, but I expect better of you because I know what you can do. I don't need to give you a light bulb or a gimmick
Ajay,
of a puppy to kind of tell you how to do it."
About this? Don't you think those guys talk about this?
No, but I never think Jurgen Klopp. I don't think Jurgen Klopp would have ever brought out drawing boards with checkers.
But
that's
his style.
No,
that's his style.
He's a player manager.
Yeah,
but that's his style.
As a leader,
everyone has a different.
As a leader,
style
you try
to
many things.
Yeah.
But is it resonating with the players? Is it?
Yeah, but I share so many messages I share so many motivational messages within my teams, and probably 1 out of 10 lands with them. I don't just send anything that comes across. I see, I see a message or I see a post, and I think it resonates with me. And I think, if the team's on board with me, then it should resonate with them. And and at the day, he still is young in his managerial career, and he's trying to kind of do he's not just being orthodox. He's thinking outside the box and trying to do things to kind of get his players motivated or get the focus. I mean, there's a story I heard when Europe won the Ryder Cup after many years. They was playing at the Belfry, and there was something about geese. I can't remember what the actual kind of story was, but the captain used that geese analogy because he heard it from Sir Alex Ferguson, and that they kept using that, they kept referring back to that, and that was kind of one of the lines that kind of changed the mentality of Europe finally regaining the Ryder Cup. So I think Rohit, I'm sure you'll agree that leaders just do try things, but as long as it's appropriate, it's going to be marginal gains now, isn't it?
That's it.
It is. But you see, there are different ways to send across the message, to give the message. Some people give it different ways. Some leaders will give a different way. And I know I was talking to someone in my gym as well. It was 3 days ago. The guy said, "What is hell Mikkel is doing with this whole light bulb and having the music and bloody this and that?" I said, "Hey, I'm in a leadership role. I know what he's trying to do. I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to send a message. So like with the bulb, that we are united. We can't light the bulb until all the wires are connected." That's a great message, because you need to be together to win something. You need to be together to do something. And if you see the last few seasons, Arsenal have been very consistent. I think what I want to give a message to the boys is, say, guys, don't lose heart. Just go on, win. End of the day, let's see what happens. Even if you made 20% progress this year, that's good. But again, if Arteta thinks the players are not good enough, then he needs to change the players. Because end of the day, they need to put the ball in the back of the net and they need to defend. There is such
Where's
a
he gonna
great.
get the money from?
They just need to get
Hopefully he gets
5%
it.
extra.
Hopefully he gets it. Because how the hell you gonna? I mean, spending money is no good either, right? Look where Chelsea are. Look where Spurs are as well. So, but I'm just saying it's difficult.
You got to spend. I mean, many clubs are throwing millions and billions.
Yeah.
It's to spend money is easy, but it's to get the right player in. The right player is going to improve your squad, both physically and mentally as well. So that's probably what Arteta's probably done is he's probably improved the team. And I've said all along, I think you've bought brilliantly. He's probably improved the team in terms of positions and numbers and backup, but what's lacking, it appears at the moment, is the mental factor.
Maybe that's the thing we need to improve next year when we buy next. Maybe look at the leaders who are actually leader every position.
Yeah.
No like just numbers, but actually numbers with quality. Like City buy.
I mean,
but then again, City buys someone. Yeah, next year is going to be tough, I know.
Yeah,
this was a better chance.
I mean, we're assuming that
best
everyone's going to
chance.
come back strong.
Yeah, this was a best chance. This was a best chance, guys.
Also,
best chance. I am very sad. This was a best chance. Best chance. Best chance.
You're acting like you've lost it already.
No, I mean, but
okay,
you know what? It's the players. I look at the players' eyes. They were shattered. They were knackered. Maybe he needs to change his training method. Maybe he needs to do something else. But again, I'm putting in the context as a person, as when I see everything I see in a context. Because without context, there's nothing matter. You can't make sense of anything without context. You have to see the context behind it.
Yeah, we don't see the full picture, do we?
We only see you have to see what's behind the scenes, what's going on, the injuries. We don't know how players are playing with injuries because there's no one else to take over. The only thing I agree with the thing, Ajay, you said, apart from all the shit you both talked about Arsenal, is Norgaard. I don't believe if we didn't want to play him, why we bought Norgaard? Why didn't we use him? I don't understand. And another point of view, on Luis Kelly. I think Luis Kelly's not been informed.
20 seconds out of 60 minutes.
So it's awful.
Let's talk about Man United. Let's talk about Man United.
I don't want to talk about Man United, man. Let it go.
Right, quickly to finish then, because let's finish to close the chapter on Arsenal for this weekend. Do you think you're still going to win the league? Do you believe you're going to win the league?
The dejection in his eyes. Those clear lenses can't hide anything.
My heart says yes. My mind says City probably now.
Okay,
because
that's poison.
Because of the past data. Yeah.
Come on then. I mean, I don't think we're going to spend much time on Manchester United. I mean, unfortunately, I haven't got TNT Sports, so I watched the highlights, and the highlights to stretch it to 3 minutes was bloody hell. That was a miracle. I mean, It appeared from the highlights that Chelsea were unlucky because they hit the post about 5, 6, or the woodwork about 5, 6 times. But from the small glimpses that I saw, Mainu seemed to have had a really good game. And when you consider our makeshift defense, Heaven and who was with Heaven, I forgot now.
So it was Mazraoui. Centre back.
Mazraoui, yeah.
It was
Yeah.
Mazraoui.
There's
So
a
you want
very
to talk
good
about injuries,
defensive.
Rohit? You want to talk about injuries? At least you've got your centre back pairing for the majority of your season.
So Ajay, quick summary on Manchester.
But this is why you are
United.
third, right?
This is why we're third.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
But the thing is, United. Listen, at the end of the day, simple to kind of put it into, into a short segment. Bruno Fernandes, world class, should be player of the season. Another assist. I think
Wish
he's
we
on
had
18.
Bruno, man. We would have won the league
Yeah, I
by
think
now.
If
I
you
think
had
he's on
him, you would have
18,
won.
so he needs 2-3 more to best Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah.
Without Bruno Fernandes, yeah, we probably would be in Tottenham's position in relegation battle because nothing
Yeah.
we don't do
Exactly.
anything unless it's without him.
How important he
set
is.
up. Yeah, he set up Cunha. Cunha had a great goal, fantastic. He should have probably scored a goal. He should have scored before because he had a shot, but he took a very heavy touch in the middle of the D, and then it kind of he got a yellow card afterwards because he took a heavy touch and fouled one of the Chelsea players. It was great to see Garnacho get embodied by Casemiro because with Garnacho he got booed every single time he had a touch of the ball. Chelsea were a bit unlucky because they had to make a few substitutions early on. But overall, it was a very dull game. I mean, Chelsea were knocking, but they've not scored in a while in the Premier League, and they've not won in a while in the Premier League. So it was probably quite good for Aiden Heaven to be centre back because I think he did really well. He made a few stupid tackles, but overall, he did really well. Dalot did good on the right back position. I think Carrick, he just wanted to get the win because after Monday night against Leeds, that was a real kick in the teeth. When I went to that game and watching that game, that was a hard one to take because we were just
You're
played
not
out of
going
the
again,
park.
Ajay.
Leeds are good. Yeah, I'm never going again now. I think I was kind of tallying it up. I think I've been about 9 or 10 times to Old Trafford in recent memory, and I think I've only seen them once. So I think that's really bad. That is. I think I shouldn't go to Old Trafford. But I mean, it was a good experience to be fair. Old Trafford's always rocking, but these 8 p.m. games,
Yeah.
I'm sick and tired of them. I am actually genuinely sick and tired of them. I don't know why we can't. Why the Premier League is putting us against Monday against. I think we're playing Brentford. I think on Monday night again. So it's just these 8 p.m. kickoffs. I'm just so sick of them. I just don't understand why we're just like having to do that. And then another thing, why are we playing on Wednesday? How are we playing on Saturday and Sunday? Just have like a nice fixture. And then two things I will say as well. Refereeing standards in this country is terrible. Lisandro Martinez pulls a tiny gutti or the little ponytail of DCL. He gets a red card after a VAR review. In the Brentford versus Fulham game that happened yesterday in the afternoon, there was a tackle on Calvin Bassey, and there was even probably more of a clearer view of the person grabbing Calvin Bassey's hair. Nothing done. Nothing done about it at all.
And even
That's shocking, that is.
VAR said no.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the same bloody referee. Same referee as well. So that is 2-tier refereeing in my eyes. And the fact that, Martinez gets 3-game ban, and then we don't have Maguire for the Chelsea game because his appeal was lost. I thought, bloody hell, this is against United, man. There's an agenda against United. But then, so that was the kind of thing I wanted to say is that it is terrible refereeing if you look at it.
I mean, again, we talk about managers, and we talked a lot about Arteta, and I think Michael Carrick for me is the same. I think he's done an absolutely wonderful job. Remember, he hasn't bought anyone. These are the same players that Amorim had, and they were diabolical. He's brought joy back into watching United, a bit of pride in wearing the shirt. It's made the club appealing again. Hopefully, I thought United should get in the top 4 at the start of the season, but by Christmas I did not think that was going to happen. He's done generally wonders.
He's done good. He's done good, yeah. But I don't think he'll be, like you said, the manager to win it for us. Yeah, he's a person before the person, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, the difficult thing is who else is out there. So that's one thing. But secondly, I think on Monday night when they played Leeds, I think it showed for me why he's not the manager to take Manchester United back to the top. Because again, like some of Arteta's substitutions today, there was question marks at some of his substitutions. So again, yes, hands were tied, but he had the likes of Mount on the bench, etc. So it's a good win for United. We needed it considering that Liverpool, obviously we didn't know what the scores were going to be, but Liverpool have won today, with a 100th minute goal from Van Dijk, and the Evertonians toffees are melting. like they're making some Rice Krispie cakes, and
Yeah.
Villa won as well. A last minute, I think
Villa
it's a
won,
last
yeah.
minute goal for them as well. So so he just kind of keeps the momentum going really. So it should be
But
interesting. Should be
I
interesting.
think that top five's done now. I think the top five's done. I don't see
There's
Chelsea
no way
getting
Chelsea are
anywhere.
going to get 5,
No.
6. I don't
So
think they're going to get 5th. No.
Yeah, so I think it's just going to be that top five. Well, especially the top two are kind of anyway set, but 3, 4, 5th. I think that's it. It's going to be either Man United, Liverpool, and Aston Villa, and it depends on
Yeah.
which order that goes in. Whether it's
But
Man
I think
United
that's going to be
4th.
important though, isn't it? Because if you're 5th, you're going to have to go through some qualifying games, aren't you?
No, you go
It's
straight
not
in
because of the
Champions League. Yeah.
coefficient. It's just straight in.
Oh, is it
Straight
straight
in.
in? Oh, I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
Does
yeah,
it?
straight in.
Okay. Oh, that's,
Yeah.
that's
in.
good. Then.
Because
There's no
now that
qualifiers
Liverpool are
anymore. Yeah.
now that Liverpool are knocked out, they won't
Yeah.
get they won't champion. And Aston Villa are already in the Europa League, who are going to face I think Forest
And Nottingham Forest in the semi-final.
Yeah. So the only way that it might be a bit but that's fine then, because the top 5 still go through, and then the 6th
No, it's not fine because Arsenal beat Sporting.
Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Nottingham Forest can get the 6th position if they win the Europa League.
if they win the Europa League, yeah.
Yeah. So I think the top 5 is done, to be fair. But
Yeah.
I mean, talking about Tottenham, I mean, how's our friend Alex at the?
I mean, I speak to him quite a lot, and he is poor guy. I mean, he says I don't want to talk about it. I mean, again, unlucky or whatever you want to say, but they were 2-1 up, and they conceded a very, very late goal. I mean, I think the writing's on the wall for them.
Are they going down?
They're gone. Yeah.
You think they're
Rohit
gone?
and we did a special. I think it was just Rohit and I did a special podcast about when De Zerbi was
announced.
When he was joining. I think I quoted a stat that when he's joined a club mid-season or towards the end of a season, his stats aren't very good. They've been the number of his win percentage is shocking, and so far he seems to be following that same trend.
They say it takes a couple of games for him to implement his style of play because it is quite maybe dynamic or orthodox.
I mean,
but this is the wrong time to have done it.
It's a wrong time. Plus, their players are injured as well. If you see, their players are injured as well. Kudos injured. Kulusevski,
Madison was on the bench.
Injured. Madison, was he on the bench?
He was on the bench. Madison.
Okay.
So yeah.
So he's just go back.
Boost.
So yeah. So you can see again the context, right? Half of the team has been pretty injured as well, and then Romero got red carded every other time he plays.
You know what I will say. What I will say this about injuries, because I hate how every other fan base talks about injuries. Oh, we've had injuries. In the season of 23-24, Man United recorded 46 injuries, different injuries. We didn't have Martinez for half of it. We didn't have Shaw for the whole. We didn't have Malacia for the whole season, and we still managed to finish, I think, 8th in that season. So I don't believe any excuses even like if Arsenal say we're players knackered, we've got injuries. Yeah. At the end of the day, we are not in relegation form compared to like Tottenham or other teams.
But Ajay,
we talk about injuries. We had so many injuries.
Pressure is different. Pressure is different, isn't it? There was no pressure maybe on the players to go in the Champions League at the end. Semi-final Champions League or
we were
fighting for the top.
23-24. We didn't we not win with Ten Hag? I think we were in the cup final or the FA. We were in the FA Cup final. We lost to Man City in the FA Cup final, so we were in the FA Cup.
With Ten Hag, he was only good in the cup finals, cup games, right? He wasn't good in the league.
Out of him.
That's what I mean by Emery. Yeah, he's really good at cup games. Even though if you talk about cup games, he's really good at European cup games. For local cup games, what happened with Villa? Have they won a League Cup? Have they won the FA Cup? He's been charged. Have they even been in the semi-final or final? In the FA Cup or League Cup, no. But, so that shows, right? So
again, we've said it before. I think the expectations of Villa now, obviously, they were the first. They've won a European Cup in the early '80s, and so they've got a club with big depth of history. But the expectations now with the rise of the so-called Big Six, who at the moment Tottenham is part of that, but I don't think they will be.
I don't think anymore.
Let's be honest.
Top 6 in the Championship.
Anyway,
top 6 now includes Villa. And Chelsea, Man U, Arsenal, City, and Liverpool. Yeah,
that's the top 6 now.
Yeah. I mean, Villa, to be honest, in the league, they've been very consistent. So it's not.
They had a tough start this season, didn't they?
Yeah, they had tough start.
They've got better, and again, they're kind of. There's a point when
Watkins is getting better.
Well, oh yeah, he scored 2 again.
I put him in my fantasy team this week.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah, brilliant. Also happy.
Smashed it.
Good. Right then, boys, this is one hell of a meaty one. I think I've made up for being away from.
I'm very sad, guys. So Tag is finishing now. I can't talk more.
All right then.
Send bottle emojis on the comments. Come on.
Tears for Piers and tears for Rohit as well. Oh, the bottle.
no.
Rohit, don't drop it.
He's
Don't
got
drop
it.
that bottle.
He's
That's
got
my
it.
trophy. I was hoping my trophy and I change it in CGI. I change it to Premier League trophy.
He's gonna put Man City logo on it.
You never know. You never know. Right then, boys. Good to catch up. So let's see where the last 5 games take us. Rohit hopes it's going to be an Arsenal win. I'm not so sure.